I'm Out Esmond here for Steer the Line. Remember, like, subscribe, send us your comments so we can keep bringing you these great picks all season long. Of course, I've got my own proprietary numbers, so I'm going to get better as the season goes along. The first 4 weeks are kind of tough because we don't have any of our analysis ready to go. There just isn't enough numbers to analyze. But right now, what we're going to talk about, because there are no actual games to bet, we're going to talk about futures bets. Futures bets are exactly what they sound like. You're betting on the future outcome of a thing. So, what can you bet on futures bet on? Well, you can bet on how many wins or losses a team is going to have for the whole season. You can bet on who's going to win the Super Bowl, who's going to win the MVP, who's going to win their division, who's going to make it to the AFC or NFC championship game. All kinds of bets you can bet on. And it's over a lengthy amount of time, so it provides a lot of entertainment, maybe makes some games more interesting than they otherwise would be. Right now, I got a couple of MVPs that I like. And again, I don't go short numbers on things like this. The risk is so great because there are so many variables. Josh Allen right now is number one to win the MVP at plus 650. Josh Allen sprains an ankle and he's out 4 weeks, and you lose that bet. Goodbye. And so there's just every chance that something's going to happen and you're not going to win. The chances are you bet on chalk, you're probably not going to win anyway. So I go a little bit further down the list. Right now, I got two that I really like. Derek Carr for MVP is currently at 2,000 to 1. Guy's going to have one of the most prolific offenses in the NFL. He's been in the MVP chase before. Give me 2,000 to 1 odds. A $100 bet is going to pay me plus $2,000. Yeah, like it. Jonathan Taylor, that great running back for Indianapolis, 5,000 to 1 to win the MVP. So that's another one I like. A $25 bet would pay you almost $1,500 on that one. Now, Super Bowl winner. You can bet this right now. The Patriots were either 1, 2, or 3 for many years, maybe 2 decades. And did they win every Super Bowl? No. So again, chalk isn't necessarily going to get there and doesn't offer much value. So I like looking a little deeper. And, here's a little historical perspective. The Raiders in 1980 won the Super Bowl at 3,500 to 1. The Redskins in 82, 3,500 to 1. The Eagles, 2017, just a few years ago, 4,000 to 1. And the longest odds ever to win the whole thing, 5,000 to 1, were the 1981 49ers. Nice. $100 bet would have paid you more than $5,000. That's a good day. My favorite long shot this year to win the Super Bowl, and I don't understand why their numbers are this long, the Cincinnati Bengals at 2,200 to 1. A $50 bet would pay you back more than $1,000. Total over-under bets works like this. The book picks a number. Right now, say the Chicago Bears number is 6.5. They've got to have 6.5 over or under wins, and you pick a side. I'm going under 6.5 wins for the Chicago Bears. That means if they win 6 or less games, I win my bet. If they win 7 or more, I lose. That's how an over-under bet works. And again, over the season, it's fun to watch, and it'll make some games interesting that otherwise probably wouldn't be, like Lions versus Bears in late November, and they're already both eliminated from the playoffs. Although I think the Lions are going to be better than a lot of people expect. So some over-unders that I like, well, I just gave one away. I like the Bears under 6.5 wins. They're terrible. They've got nothing anywhere. Their quarterback stinks. The Detroit Lions, over 6.5. This is going to be an overachieving team. They're well coached. They had a great draft. They got one of the strongest offensive lines in the NFL. They're going to do well. And Las Vegas Raiders, over 8.5. I think there's just a lot of West Coast anti-Raider bias that is pulling their number down. And they won 10 games last year, and all they did was get better. So why they would regress, I don't know. I explained these bets in depth in earlier videos. You can go back and look at them and get my reasoning and analysis. You can also get a decent payoff by going AFC, NFC championship game. They don't have to win the championship game. They just have to make it to the championship game. So Who do I like there? Well, a couple of medium long shots. The Indianapolis Colts are 1,200 to 1. Solid quarterback, great running game, great defense, some weapons on the outside. I think they could make a run. And then the Tennessee Titans. The Titans were just some horrible quarterback play in the fourth quarter away from defeating the Bengals and making it to the championship game last year. Derrick Henry holds up. If the quarterback just plays a little bit better, they're well coached. They got a good defense, and they got a puncher's chance to at least make the championship game. And in the NFC, I'm going to jump on the bandwagon. Eagles. The Eagles added a lot in the offseason. They have a running quarterback. They've got a good defense, well coached, and you can get them at around 1,200 to 1 to make the NFC Championship game. I like that as well. Okay, I'll be having and explaining more of these futures bets during the next couple of weeks before we get to where we're going to be betting on NFL preseason games. And I'll have a special show where I explain all of that, why and how to bet NFL preseason games. A lot of people say don't do it, but there are some trends that can be very helpful in picking those games, and I'll explain those on a later program. All right, Loud Esmond here for Steer the Line, making you a better